Well, just got out of seeing Sabotage, and well, Dan, what did you think?
Oh, well, it was interesting. It was okay, I guess. That would be my assumption.
Yeah, it's very brutal. The movie is very gory. It's gory and it's brutal, and it's got a lot of language and tits. But I mean, it's very, you know, kind of a dark film.
Yeah. I mean, I thought Arnold did fine in it.
Yeah, I don't know what people were saying about he didn't belong in the movie. I disagree with that. I think he was okay. I mean,
I didn't. Yeah, it wasn't like, oh, Arnold. His scenes, he didn't fit the character, or it didn't have anything like that.
Right.
Like, there's a plot twist that it's an interesting plot twist, but you kind of think like, well, why did this character do that when it could have gone this way and not caused all these problems?
Right. Well, basically, it's like, what, Arnold has a team of DEA. They're kind of like misfit DEA agents. Yeah, and what they do is they bust people, and they're basically like almost I wouldn't say the last line of defense, but they work with the drug cartels. Like that's who they bust, and they take people out too. Like they're yeah, they're like misfits. Like they don't really follow the rules. Like they have their own rules, and they like drink and do drugs and shit. Like,
yeah, and you know, they talk about in the movie how I don't know, it's almost like they seem like mercenaries.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good term, mercenaries. Yeah.
In mercenaries, in that, like, they've had to do some really nasty things, but of course they still work for the government or whatever.
Right.
But
well, they break into this one place and they find this money, and they take a cut of the money and they hide it, and they get rid of the money that was there. So they end up going back for the money, and the money is gone. So the whole movie is basically you trying to figure out who took the money, who's the money.
Cuba Gooding Jr. He's the money.
Let's see the money. Radio. Who took the money? And you know, like, people start dying off. As far as the DEA agents go, like Arnold's team, people just start dying off, like, one by one, and you're trying to sit there, you're figuring, it's almost like a detective movie, because it's like, it kind of slows down within the, you know, the whole middle is like a slow detective film.
Right.
Like, you're trying to figure out who did all this stuff.
Because then it's like, you're like, well, this isn't really giving anything away, because I think it's a trailer.
We can spoil it. I don't care.
Like that. So the money, they don't know who took the money that they stole. Okay.
Right.
So it's like the DEA agents are all like, "Oh, we know you guys took the money." Well, no one is talking. Like, the team is like, "Oh, we'll stick together." Well, since they don't have anything to hold them on, they let them back out in the field. Well, then they start getting killed off.
Right, and they're thinking it's some kind of gang.
Like, for a cartel people.
A cartel that's getting back at them for trying to take their money.
Right, because the money is just gone.
Right.
But then then they start suspecting, oh, maybe it's one of our own people doing it.
Now, there's two people from Lost in this movie. If you're familiar with the TV show Lost, there's the guy who played Sawyer,
Josh
Holloway. He's in it, and then Michael, what's his real name?
Harold Pennoir.
Something.
Yeah,
he played Michael, the black guy Michael in Lost.
Yeah.
And
that was funny.
That was weird. They
were never in any scenes together. But
right.
You know they got that job.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like, that's how that worked out.
Arnold was, he had, like, tattoos and stuff, and he was kind of very brute kind of person in this film. Like, he had an attitude on him. He didn't care. Like, he would cuss and everything in this film. And would you say there was not a lot of action from Arnold in this? Like, there was the whole action scene at the end, and then there was some in the car chase. But other than that, was there really?
Yeah.
There really wasn't much from him.
I mean, honestly, like, it seems like Arnold, he doesn't do a lot of, like, since he's been back, his action's been mostly like gunplay.
Right. And I mean, you know, he is older, so I mean.
But what about the end when he was standing in the middle of the road? Remember, he's like walk away, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, where'd he go? Like, how did he escape?"
He disappeared. He pulled a magician trick.
Wait, were you thinking that though? Like,
yeah, I was.
Where did he go?
But oh god, man, whatever happened? What happened to Terrence Howard? Oh my god. He goes, ah! But his mercenaries, his crew, you got Terrence Howard, you got Josh Holloway, you got Sam Worthington, which actually I didn't mind his role in this. He was kind of a badass, and I didn't like, you know, Clash of the Titans. He was in that, and he was in Terminator Salvation, I think.
He reminded me of his character from Avatar.
Oh, God. Except, yeah, he's not blue or anything, but you know what? I guess the cast was okay. It's just there were certain people that bugged me, like the chick. I don't know what her name is, but there was a chick on the crew who did drugs. She wasn't clean. And she was a dirty crack whore, and she wasn't clean. But
I laid with a clean woman.
She was pretty much having sex with everybody. It's like, God.
I can't get out of my Winnebago. Just kick the window down, dummy.
It was a bloody movie, though. Like, yeah. But there are a couple twists. Like, maybe we shouldn't give that away. I mean, that kind of ruined the whole movie. But, I mean, there were a couple twists that happened in the last, half hour of the film. There's, like, a couple things that happened.
Yeah.
And it's like, it kind of, you know, you kind of think early on, like, okay, that's going to happen, but then you're not sure. And then all of a sudden it happens, and you're like, oh my God, really? It's kind of one of those things.
Yeah, I mean,
like, what the fuck did I just watch?
Did you think it was? I don't know. I think I might have liked The Last Stand better.
Oh, I have to 100% agree. The Last Stand was better, in my opinion.
I have a feeling this is going to be not a good. I don't think.
Do you think this is going to bomb?
Yeah.
I mean, it's got the.
Let me just say this: we just went. This is opening day, and there was probably like 5 people there. Now it is during the day, but
right. But I mean, it's got a grittiness to it. It's a dark film. It kind of reminds me of Dark Blue with Kurt Russell. It's got that feeling to it. It's very uncensored, so to say, and because of that, I just think, you know, maybe it appeals to a bigger audience. Isn't it rated R?
Or is it? Definitely.
Yeah, it's rated R. So
yeah.
In terms of action, there's not really much action, so to say. There's a lot of gunplay. That's what it is, mostly gunplay.
You know what this movie kind of reminded me of? I See You with Stallone.
Oh yeah.
Just because like they start getting killed off, and you're like, oh, who's doing it?
Right, and that movie has blood in it too.
Yeah, I don't.
I See You.
Well, turn, dumbo. Why do you not turn?
Oh my gosh. No, turn.
Fucker.
But yeah, I agree there.
But I mean, I didn't have any problems with Arnold. I thought he did fine.
Right.
I thought the FBI chick was good too.
Yeah. I don't remember. Olivia something, I think. Something. Overall, though, I mean, it was just the trailers make it look so much better. You know what I mean?
It really did.
Like, I had really good hopes for this film. Like, just the trailers make you pumped for it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, the more I think about it, the more it bugs me. Like, why did we can't even talk about?
Well, there's certain things with the plot that have to
ruin it.
Okay. Fuck it. We gotta talk about it.
All right, so All right. So Arnold's team starts getting killed off, and they're like, "Oh, what's the why is this happening?" So the FBI gets involved, but they're like a tight knit. This team is like supposedly this tight knit team, and like
we're family.
Yeah,
they keep saying we're family.
And
family.
Like, Arnold supposedly is the one that holds up this whole team together, and you can kind of see that because
he's like the granddad.
When he comes back, remember. They're going through training. He's like, "Oh, you guys messed up." He's like, "You need to do it again." And like all of a sudden, they do a better job.
Right.
But you find out that later in the movie that like a couple, I don't know how long ago, but like Arnold arrested this big cartel guy, and the cartel was mad, so they kidnapped his wife and son. It's weird. They show the wife and son, and then like they never show the son again. Or
I had to take a piss during that scene.
But like they torture the wife over and over, and they send the videos to Arnold Schwarzenegger, and then they eventually kill her.
Yeah, but they don't show what happens to the son.
Yeah, like they show that he has a son, and they say they took his wife and son, but you never see the son, and they don't ever mention him again, which was just weird. But so they're like, oh, that's why Arnold, he's obsessed
with. He wants to try to find these guys that killed his wife.
Right. So eventually, as the movie goes on, you start to figure out that one of the team members is killing off the other team members.
Yep. And for the money's
sake. That's
what
they think. They're like, oh, like someone's getting rid of us, all of us, so they can have the money for themselves. So, so it ends up coming down to the
crack girl and Terrence Howard.
They're the ones that are killing the members. Okay.
Yep.
So when they are pretty much dead, then Arnold's like, oh, it's just the girl that's left, and he's like, why did you kill the team? And she's like, for the money. She's like,
yeah, the girl was getting greedy.
Yeah, and what we mean by for the money is she thought they took the money, and so she was running drugs, so she just started killing them all because she was mad. So she didn't even have the money. You find out that Arnold took the money.
Right.
And so Arnold took the money from his teams, but he took the money to take down to Mexico to pay off the Mexican cops so that they would tell him who killed his family so that he could
get revenge.
But the thing is he pretty much killed his team off by
he basically it doesn't make sense because he basically says that we're family, blah 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 blah. He put his team in danger. If he really cared about them, why the fuck would you take the money and not tell them? It would be easier to just take the money and tell them what you're gonna do. Maybe they would have backed him up. Maybe they would have gone with it.
Yeah, because he was down in like he was
in Mexico.
He was obsessed, and he was down there and he couldn't find it. So his team went down there and they were like, come back with us. So it's not his team cared for him. So why did he think? He's like, oh, he came up with the idea to steal the money, and then he's like, oh, we're all gonna cut. Well, then he stole the money from them, not telling them. Well, what did he? And
then that drove everyone crazy. Now, if he wouldn't have done that, maybe then everyone would have still been sane.
Yeah, or said, hey, I need to get this money. Like, can you guys help me? Like, and then we'll go pay it off to these people.
I mean, even if they were mad that he took the money, even if they were mad, at least they would know, and that he wouldn't put their lives in any more danger. The whole movie, it's like their lives are in danger. Everyone starts dying off. It's like, and then Arnold investigates the crime scene. Like you should fucking know what you did. Like, you didn't kill the people, but you look like you because of your actions. Look what you did.
And he never was like, oh, this is going too far, I better confess. He never did that. He just kept letting it. He let it get out of hand up until the end of the movie. And then at the end, which I thought was stupid, he gets his revenge just so easily. Like, if this guy was some big cartel guy, how would he just get him in a bar?
Yeah, a bar with guys having like AK-47s and just
so he kills that guy, and he gets shot up, and then he sits there and he's smoking a cigar, doing a drink, and that's how the movie ends. But you're like, oh, so
did he die or did he live because he was wounded?
Yeah, so I don't know. It was kind of a mess.
It just didn't make sense, you know? Like that whole plot about him not saying, he's saying, oh, we're family, and he cares so much about these guys. Why did you take the money when he fucking took the money? And then he turns around and does that shit.
Oh, yeah, and then when they're like, when they were confronting each other, like, hey, one of us took the money, like, he didn't speak up. He just sat there and let it get out of hand.
I know. Yeah, it was a mess. I mean, Was it well shot and everything? Yeah, I think it was. I think it was done well.
And the characters were interesting.
Yeah, they were interesting.
Just the whole reason behind it. It just seems like Arnold, his reasons were just stupid.
Yeah. Other than that, I mean, that's pretty much it. I hate to spoil it, but you know what? There's things that you need to talk about this film to get where we're coming from. It's hard not to talk about that. But
so it just seems like Arnold and Sly just can't cut it anymore.
Well, if they would just get a good, if they would just get a good story going. I mean, just, it seems like they're trying to concentrate more on the action than anything. But hell, like I said, in this movie, there's more gun battles. It's not about... Arnold doesn't do a lot. Like, the whole middle part of this movie is slow as hell. Like, slow. It's all about investigations and fingerprints and fucking tattoos and shit. Like, investigate this dead body. Oh, look, I found a hair. Oh, look, fingerprint on this.
Oh, let's cross-reference it with this piece of shit we found.
Let's cross-reference this. Let's have sex with the DEA officer. And she's naked in the pool.
That was just dumb, too.
She was a whore.
Come on, man. They were probably like 30 years apart.
I know, right?
You're my daughter. I'd fuck you.
Remember in Expendables 1? Remember people were like, oh, they better not fall in love like Sly and that Valena girl.
Oh, God.
And I'm glad they didn't, because that would have been weird. But like in this movie, it's the same thing. She looked familiar, like she was from something else, but I don't know what.
Yeah, she had short hair. I think that's why I didn't recognize her. But I didn't think he would fall in love with her, or I mean, he basically used her. I mean, that's what he did. He basically used her, but still, I didn't think they would go that far because he's not over his wife, obviously. But I guess it wasn't a love interest. It was just him using her for information.
The best part's when Arnold gets mad and he just like, fuck you, you fat fuck.
You stop shouting at me. Don't use that tone of voice.
So I think after this movie, I think Arnold should make, they've been talking about this movie, Twins 3.
Oh, triplets, yeah. Isn't Eddie Murphy in that?
Supposedly that's the rumor.
I like Twins. I think Twins was funny.
Julius. Oh wait, what was his name? Julius was him. What was the other guy?
Shit, I forgot. Danny DeVito. I don't know. I like Twins. I think that's kind of underrated in a way. I don't know. Arnold can be funny when he wants to be.
Yeah.
But I don't know. This movie, I really don't see it doing good. I don't know.
I agree. Plus Noah's opening this week.
Oh yeah, Noah. Yeah.
Russell Crowe, he seems like a prick. He just seems like a prick, doesn't he? Like, yeah. I like him as an actor, but I mean, A Beautiful Mind, that's one of like my favorite movies.
What do you think of the next movie we'll see that's coming out? I think next movie that's coming out sooner than later would be Captain America 2.
Right, I just was going to say, Cap America.
Godzilla comes out in May, I think.
Cap America.
But yeah, we'll probably see Captain America, so.
Captain America, fuck yeah,
lick my butt, suck my balls. Well, that's the review for you, so.
Well, yeah, hopefully we didn't know we did ruin it, so.
Well, we had to, because there's shit we had to say, so.
From now on, if there is a movie review, we're just going to talk about the movie, so don't watch the video if you don't want to be spoiled.
I know, right?
Alright. What's after that? Transformers, we'll probably do
Transformers 4, yeah, we'll do that.
What else is this summer? There's other big movies. What are we missing? X-Men.
Yeah, X-Men.
That movie looks off the hook.
Yeah. And Haunted House 2.
Oh my god.
That movie looks fucking horrible. I'm sorry. Haunted House 1 was horrible. I hated the...
So, I couldn't tell if they were trying to be like what kind of a comedy were they trying to do? Because it seemed like it wasn't as like...
They're trying to be like Scary Movie. It's
like
not the same.
A shittier version.
Yeah. I don't know, but anyway... It's the end of the video, so it's me and Rocky Balboa 101 back again. And, Yeah, go check out his channel. He has the Museum of Rocky Room, so yeah, check that out. Go check it out.
I don't make new videos.
Yeah, well, you got a life, you know. That's the life. So. All right, see you guys later.
Yeah, sorry to everyone.